What? I'm very confused about these examples, by the way.
But you should try role-playing.
You should try role-playing.
G-posing.
G-posing.
Fishing.
Fishing.
Sightseeing logs. Or writing a fanfic for your character. Don't
write fanfic for your character.
Ocean fishing savage.
Yes, exactly. Both fishing. It's like whoever you're talking to needs to be on a watch list. I saw someone react. I think it was either Pyromancer or someone else to this video because this is just like something really weird. Attack on Titan reference, I guess. Reasonable FF player 1, reasonable FF player 2, FF player 3, and I just shit my pants. Why is the text just fucking shaking? FF heads. What? I'm very actually curious what the fuck is this going to be. Tiffany Lockhart, that's pretty much what I am saying. It doesn't hurt to just play new games, and even YOSHI said it's alright not to play it every day. What? A loser. What? Fucking, excuse me, what? Hold on. He made the reasonable player specifically looking at a loser. Are they... Wait, hold on. Are reasonable... Is this person's conception of reasonable players are people who play every day? Huh? YOSHI wants one player to play other games, he said it multiple times. No, he suggested that it's okay to play other games. He never said like, go, play other games, in my name.
This argument of unsub or go do other things...
Hold on, let me make him a bit louder. He's mumbling. He's...
This argument of unsub or go do other things when there are content droughts is so mundane.
It's not really that unreasonable, because MMOs do function that you don't have to unsub, you can still go do other things. Why is this the mundane?
People criticizing the game are also the ones who play it and enjoy playing it. A quick example of constructive criticism that has been received well by the 14 team is Variant Dungeon.
There was for...
Clearly something was wrong with it, and in order for that to get across, players needed to give feedback. Silencing opinions and criticism that directly hurts your feelings or that you disagree with is not the way to go.
What? He's all over the road. What the fuck is he talking about? He showed a comment of someone saying it's okay to do other things while there's a content drought. And he... Does he feel threatened? Does he think his opinion is being silenced?
About it. Now you might argue this is ironic because isn't that what I'm currently doing? Not entirely, and I'll tell you why. Approaching something logically as opposed to your emotional feel or tie to something is completely different. A lot of players who completely disagree with the lack of content or lack of effort from Square Enix.
Okay. That is a stupid fucking argument. It's like lack of effort. That is like such a... I don't know why I've been hearing that so much from the videos recently. Like Zeppel said it as well. It's like the devs are lazy. It's like no, bitch, you're lazy. Like there's plenty of other content you can do. Like what? Why are you pointing fingers at the devs? We got so much content. We literally got so much content in Endwalker. It's not really less than Shadowbringers. What the fuck are these people keep pointing fingers and calling devs lazy?
It's because they are so emotionally tied down to the game that they cannot see the flaws. I was like this.
Am I? No, I don't think I am. Am I? No, I took a break literally on sub for 5 months after top. I played a bunch of other games. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not emotionally attached.
Most of us were at one point. The best way to describe Final Fantasy XIV is by using the term honeymoon phase. Well, you...
Huh? Endwalker has given us some of the best dungeons and trials. How are you guys saying it's the worst expansion? Uninstall right now. Okay, this is a bit of a dickhead opinion, like to tell people to uninstall immediately, but it's like I wouldn't go say it's best, but it's not bad.
Use this tweet as an example. This person
also, it seems like he's really out to get Tiffany. Like, what the fuck is his problem with her?
says Endwalker has given the best dungeons and trials as a selling point for how much content we've been given. They have also only played the game for a year, so
I mean, there's not that much content to play it forever. It's like, you can only do story for so long. Hold on. Let me... Tiffany Lockhart. Tiffany Lockhart. That's her? Ah! Loud. Light the Way. Dawn Trail. Explain 16. Oh, is she like making music? Like, what's happening here? First time, Endwalker CGI, 7 months. Shadowbringers. No, she's gone through like multiple expansions. She seems fine. Also, I'm very confused. It's like, how long do you need to play a game to have a fucking opinion on it? What the fuck?
logically it
Like, Asmongold fucking played it less. People will still agree with his opinions.
makes sense why they think there is a lot of content when playing 10 years worth of content catch up. Personally, I don't think someone who has played for less than a year should have an opinion on what content late game players can and can't complain.
In my humble opinion, I don't think most people need to fucking have an opinion on this, but it's like, how long do you need to play a game to fucking have an opinion or have any like grasp on the depth of it? It's like, what are you trying to get at here? Like, okay, what if you play the game for 2 years? Are you valid for an opinion? Like, what is the threshold here? Do you need to get to a certain point? Do you need to clear the sprout symbol? Like, just saying this person played for a year, therefore their opinion doesn't count is just stupid.
About. If you are emotionally invested in a game, the more likely you are to become tribalistic about it. Now
to be fair, most people are emotionally invested in the game. Even the most basic and most simple people. Like, even recently I watched the interview between Zeppla and Mike Preach. Preach said like how silly and weird his character is because like Chad decided on the name, on the race, and all the smaller details of the character, and his character looks very goofy, but he's attached to that character, like the progression of the character.
Honeymoon phase is essentially when you're new to the game, you forgive it or ignore its flaws. I think most creators have also gone through this.
That's not true. A lot of people will start playing the game and just say, fuck it, I don't like this, and leave. Asmongold has done this. I'm pretty sure he's not coming back. And a lot of other creators who have came here either from World of Warcraft or other games.
Because of how sunshine and rainbows the community is.
That's not true. You're currently you're currently shit talking a content creator just for playing the game only for a year and having an opinion. This community is not sunshine and rainbows. We are way too volatile.
That is until you disagree with them, of course. You're either
oh, that's true. Then yes, you're correct, I guess.
You're part of the cult echo chamber or shunned and attacked for voicing opposing opinions. Now
just how fucking black and white things are for this guy. It's like you're either you either support the opinion that I'm more or less referencing, or you're just like a fucking you're a fanatical Andy.
The argument is Endwalker is the worst expansion for post-story content, not the expansion itself.
I mean, post-story, it was long, but it wasn't bad. Compared to some of the, like, Realm Reborn post expansion questline was very fucking long until they shortened it. Did they shorten it? I hope they did. That was really fucking long. No, Endwalker wasn't like the worst. It wasn't the best, but it's like it wasn't that bad.
You see creators like Zeppla get absolutely dunked on by hardcore fans who AFK and limbs daily.
Huh?
All because she presented real reasons as to why they
I've seen Zeppla stream. She AFKs in the old Charlene.
Game feels dull. It isn't an attack on your beloved game, or better yet, your god Yoshi Peckerwood.
My guy, you are both defending and contradicting your own point. People have opinions in the game. They don't have to be like Like, how versed do they need to be in a game, in a video game of all things? And what stance do they have to have the correct opinion? There's no correct opinion. People just have taste and have opinions. What is this fucking black and white point view you're trying to put up?
But it's real valid criticism, and best of all, a gold mine for the devs if they...
See, people disagree with Zepla a lot. A lot of opinions contradict what Zepla is saying. Zepla is just... I've reacted to her video. That was just straight up doom talking. Like, I'm very fucking confused. Like, what is the correct opinion here, then?
Actually listen. Trying to silence people is only going to do one thing, and that's...
Nobody's silencing anyone. You're trying to silence one person who's enjoying the game so far. What is your opinion, my guy? Is it like, no, you liking the game is bad opinion. You're supposed to hate it. Get the fuck out of my game now. What is this back fucking shit?
Keeping the game stagnant. If you aren't allowing people to give feedback, then the devs will think everything is good the way it is. And
no, there's plenty of people giving feedback. There's just a reason between saying everything, like, big chunks of the game are bad without, like, providing proper criticism. For example, Xeno and Arthas will always specify what the fuck they like and what they didn't like about the game. Zepla said just like, I don't like a lot of these things, I think the devs are lazy. That's why people are dunking on her, because she never specified any, like, suggestions, fixes, or anything. And her opinion is just very much doom talking.
In turn, continue these terrible content droughts. The players make the game, not the devs.
That's not true.
If you don't listen to your players, you'll end up like Blizzard. Now,
Blizzard's doing fine. Like, PR-wise, they're in the shit. But considering they have a game that's flunked across three, like, they had, let's not count Cataclysm, but like Worlds of Draenor, Shadowlands, BFA, they had major fucking downfalls as a company. And I'm just saying World of Warcraft, it doesn't count, you know, fucking Candy Crush or Call of Duty, whatever the fuck, we're talking specifically MMO. And they had the whole, you know, sexual allegations, and, you know, they had to present themselves in front of, you know, court, like, people stealing breast milk, and their game is still being played and still making money. It's like, what's gonna happen? Honestly, if Square Enix even stops listening to the player base, everything's gonna be fine. Also, I'm very confused about the point where he's literally saying the devs are listening, for example, Criterion complaints. But now your point is, the devs need to start listening to us. What the fuck, my guy?
understandably, you cannot please everyone, and someone will always have something to complain about. But you also have to understand that what you do might not be for others as much as what I do might not be for you.
Exactly. So maybe someone going through the story and enjoying the game casually for a year might just not be your cup of tea, and your opinions differ for a reason.
So it is in players' rights to critique and complain about things.
Yeah.
Especially since we are paying a subscription, which also leads me to my next point. This tweet here says we should...
What is your problem with Tiffany? What the fuck? I just want to say this. Final Fantasy XIV fans have it lucky, to be honest. You get updates every few months. There are games out there that don't get updates for years, and franchises that are struggling for content. Expand your horizon a bit, you know? No shade. She has a point. I feel like a lot of, like, 14 players... Because I'm seeing a lot of people who play World of Warcraft not complain about the same things that 14 players are complaining. 14 players are very spoiled, I promise you. They're very spoiled. We get more content. Like, we have a schedule for content, you know, for every 4 months and 2 weeks, whatever the fuck. But we have a certain schedule. World of Warcraft, for example, in Worlds of Draenor, we had 3 mini patches and 3 major patches. And that shit went for almost 3 years, like 2.5 and plus years. 3 raids, entire fucking tier. Raiders fucking loved it. They got some raids, but it's like everyone else fucking hated it. We had nothing to do. Meanwhile, in this game, you have so much fucking content that you can do and redo. Like, we get so much content every patch. Sometimes, obviously, it's like, it's bad compared to like some of the other patches we got. Sometimes we got like some really good patches with a lot of content, and sometimes we get less content. But compared to other games, oh, we are swimming.
Should be lucky that we get updates every few months, as if we don't pay $14.99 a month for the game, which some of us are forced into paying because of
Who the fuck is forcing you to pay, my guy? Are you sharing your account with your little sister?
housing. This argument is really
Oh, for how? You sound like you're not. I don't fucking want. Are you really paying? Are you forced to pay just to have a house? I get that the house can get demolished, but it's like, what the fuck are you? What sort of riveting gameplay are you doing at your house that you're forcing yourself to? Like, you know how this works. You knew how this worked, and you committed to getting a house. What the fuck do you mean?
redundant because
Played MMO for years without much content, but big grind to artificially augment the game life. Customer isn't always right. Correct opinion. Yeah, very much, yeah. Customers are not... Honestly, most commonly, customers are not right.
Because in actuality, most reasonable people would expect content patches from a live service game. Our major content patches are quite literally every 4 to 6 months. You realize
That's not true. It's not 4 to 6, it's just 4 months. We know this.
an expansion costs $50. Let's put that into perspective.
I'm sorry, but if every single player is paying 155 USD plus a year on top of an expansion fee, we'd better be getting updates a few times every year. It's not really fair to compare a paid MMO to free MMOs games that only make you pay... Huh? Is like the issue here just money? Do people just like really don't want to pay the money? Because even free-to-play players are now just eating so much content right now across base game and 2 expansions. You are not forced to pay. Like, if there's nothing for you to do, even if you have a house, you can unsub for a month and come back, subscribe. I'm so confused about these people. We have update every 3 months. That's true as well. We have mini patches as well. It's like, what kind of content do these people want? Just how spoiled do they need to be? Like, I'm thinking about just this year. We got February, mid-spring, 6.4 in early summer. We had mini patches in between. We have 6.5 now. We get plenty of fucking content. We had a Criterion dungeon come out. We're having another Criterion come out. We had an ultimate. We had 2 raid tiers. Island Sanctuary. All the extra questing. The relic weapons. Oh, okay, maybe people are too fucking... They don't want to do the Manderville questline, I guess. But it's like, when you look at it, it's like, we have so much shit across the entire year. I'm not... Like, the year is not even over.
Perspective real quick. If I'm paying $14.99 a month to receive major content patches every half year, I'm paying almost 90 Canadian dollars for typically 3 fetch quests, a dungeon, maybe a few voice acted cutscenes, the raid tier, and possibly a trial.
Huh? Hold on. I need to listen to... I'm not sure he double-checked his own recording.
Every half year, I'm paying almost
Every half a year. Okay, he said half a year.
90 Canadian dollars for
90? Okay, let's say we believe him. Canadian dollars.
typically 3 fetch quests.
I love paying for every major content patch to be 5-6 months away. Again, what are these numbers coming from? We all know they're like 4 months, 4.5 months at most. That's literally the price point of an entire new expansion, except it's for 3 quests, a dungeon, and maybe some new voice-acted cutscenes. We had... fuck's sake. Raid tier, Criterion, Ultimate, Island Sanctuary. A lot of fucking updates, dude. What do these people do? This is besides dungeons too. What are these people doing? Like, just like, how out of the content are they? Do they not, like, are they aware that live letters actually tell us what content comes in? Do they need to find the content? Does someone need to link them to Lodestone?
Quests, a dungeon, maybe a few voice acted cutscenes,
I like that he's just literally ignoring everything else, but like a voice acted cutscene. Oh, that's my jam.
raid tier, and possibly a trial. Now again, I completely understand that content droughts will exist.
That's true. I didn't mention trials. Thank you, narrator.
no matter what. My actual complaint is that there's no replayability on the current content we've been given.
No replayability. You play an MMO, my friend. There's no... MMO... I'm choking on this fucking argument. You're playing an MMO, my friend. It's like... You can only replay things as much as you're willing to replay. People are still replaying a lot of content. People will log, people will speedrun dungeons even, people will roleplay, people will do clubs, people will socialize, people will do events, people... There's plenty of fucking stuff to do with specifically replayability in mind. Like, what kind of content do you need? What kind of fucking magical voiced cutscene do you need to be replayed multiple times? What the actual fuck?
Every content patch, people resub for 2 to 3 hours worth of casual content. The alliance raids are no matter what. My actual complaint is that there's no replayability on the current content we've been given.
You're just not replaying the content you don't like. Your interests in this game are very narrow.
Every content patch, people resub.
Especially if you... Oh, Leafy also has a fucking opinion. Oh, okay. Is it so bad to be a 14 player that wants to play 14 and have content last until the new patch that comes out? Every patch brings maybe 2-3 days of content before I'm back to logging in weekly again. If my sub wasn't $15 a month, I'd probably be less annoyed about it. Okay. These people are saying like they're buying a game for $15 a month. Like okay, let's say every few months, let's say they're spending $60, right? What about the rest of the game? Because I promise you have not completed the rest of the game. There's plenty of stuff to do. You have not cleared everything. You have not explored everything. I've literally had months where I decided I'm gonna go finish everything else. Gonna collect all the cars, get those mounts, explore those areas, and I'm still not done. It's like, I get it, you're done with some of the content, but I also know Leafy still logs in, he's still progging top. What are we talking about here? You're still replaying the game, you're still progging, you're still going through the game. What amount of replayability do you need? Do you need a AAA story here to be replayable? There's even New Game Plus if you want to replay the story. What the actual fuck? The only MMO that has a New Game Plus of all fucking games. Well, technically World of Warcraft also has New Game Plus, but it's just called Leveling Alt.
For 2 to 3 hours worth of casual content. The alliance raids are typically amazing, but realistically only worth running once. Gear progression in this game is non-existent.
You can tell the kind of player we're talking to if he's like ignoring mechanics in the dungeon. I can see that dude, my friend. This is the footage you chose.
Who cares about weekly alliance coins?
Another fucking hit. Even if he got assumed, he just got doomed again.
For better gear. It literally doesn't mean anything. What does that better gear even do? If you're farming for glam, that's completely different.
MMO. You get loot. You get better gear.
But best in slot literally means fuck all in 14 unless you're a min-maxer. Also, not everyone
toxic.
I'm not being... Maybe I am being toxic, but it's like... Why are you playing RPGs or MMOs? By the sounds of it, you don't like this... Okay, let's say you like the story. You don't like the content that's actually replayable in this game. You currently have a very fucking weird stance on gear. You don't like loot or increasing your item level. Or doing more damage, you know, in a combat MMO. Like, what do you want, my guy? Why are these... And they're confused. It's like, every time these people complain, it's like, but what do you want? What is the content you would like? Give me an example. Like, no one will understand these people at all if this is going to be their constant argument. Like, I want more content. I want it now, Mumsy. What kind of content? I don't know.
As the
MMO isn't for you if you don't want to grind. Exactly. It's like that is what an MMO is. You grind the levels, you grind the gear, you go through content, you do the content again but better. Like,
time or want to savage raid, let alone ultimate raid. So again, most of the it's completely different, but best in slot literally means fuck all in 14 unless you're a min-maxer. Also, not everyone has the time or want to savage raid.
I'm starting to understand what the fuck this person's problem is.
Let alone ultimate raid. So again, most of the players will be running MSQ.
I'm starting to... I see him walk out of his own tower into someone else's where someone's already standing. And again, I'm starting to see what kind of player I'm talking to here.
Dungeon and potential.
They need... I disagree with everything that this person is saying, but there's one point I would like to agree on. This game probably needs more casual or mid-core content. Specifically mid-core, not even casual. Who gives a fuck about the casual content at this point? No one stays in casual content forever. But like, we need more mid-core content because look at these people. They don't have time to savage raid. They don't have time to, I guess, extreme raid as well. They don't do ultimate. They got Criterion for fuck's.
I want gear and I want it now. Why the game is not giving it to me? Madge Loki go 3 me out.
It's giving you plenty of gear. Shut the fuck up. But it's like, what kind of content do you want? What is the content you want? You need replayability, but you need replayability in your limited time. Like, a lot of these arguments are just like out of nowhere, and like they don't correspond with each other too much.
Potentially a trial. Overall, you're not wrong on either side of the argument. If you have lots to do, that's fantastic. And if you don't, it's all
What is... My guy, you... Look away.
also okay to voice that. Not
Look to the side. What is your position? You're a tank.
everything in-game is for everybody. Some of you might argue, well, have you done the tier? Or have you done an ultimate? Or something along the lines of that.
It's not even that. Have you done anything else? Do some of the older fights. Do, like, the Delibram. Do the battle zones. Do Criterion. Like, what is, like... You're not out of content. There is replayable content. I'm bringing you examples here, but you're not being specific on what the hell do you want.
I'll say this: just because someone hasn't done XYZ tier standard doesn't make their opinion invalid.
My opinion, by the way, it's like, even if you're a casual, you don't have to clear the tier. At least do like the first or second fight, just because it's fun to raid. It's fun to prog. I feel like everyone needs to experience this. You don't have to clear the entire tier, but it's like, don't just say you... Oh, Jesus Christ, I've talked about this already.
The mid-core aspect of the game is...
Endwalker brings Unreal, Criterion, new Deep Dungeon, Island, new PvP. That is also a good point. There's PvP, there's Island, there's the Deep Dungeon too. There's plenty of content for people to do, but people just keep complaining because it's not the content they want, and they... get bored standing in limbs wanting content.
Is missing, and anyone in the mid-core knows this. I'd be repeating the same things everyone else is saying at this point, but
okay, not everyone is saying this. Your opinion is not widely shared, my friend. I promise you. And I've listened, and I've reacted and listened to enough people at this point, both casuals, hardcore raiders, and mid-core raiders. And trust me, I'm chronically on Twitter. I read most of these.
The end of Shadowbringers, most mid-core people spent their time in Bosja and Eureka until Endwalker. We don't even have something like that, and Dawn Trail comes out next summer. Now, before one of you types something like, but you should try role-playing,
What?
Posing, fishing, sightseeing log, or writing a fanfic for your character, don't bother.
Here in this chat, we still doing stuff in game.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, we're still doing stuff even till this day. I got burnt out. I took a break for a couple of months. I came back and we're still doing stuff. It's like, I'm very confused. What are these examples? Hold on, I'm very confused.
Trail comes out next summer. Now, before one of you types something like,
what? I'm very confused about these examples, by the way.
But you should try role-playing.
You should try role-playing.
G-posing.
G-posing.
Fishing.
Fishing.
Sightseeing log.
I'm starting to see the issue. I feel like he's talking to a lot of like people who just started the game and don't know what a raid is.
Or writing a fanfic for your character. Don't
write fanfic for your character.
Bother. You know why people suggest these things like role-playing or creating OCs when content droughts occur? It's
no one's suggesting that. Just whoever the fuck you're talking to.
Ocean fishing savage.
Yes, exactly. Both fishing. It's like whoever you're talking to needs to be on a watch list if they're suggesting these things that can be done in any game at all. But it's like, you're not out of content, my friend. You have plenty of content you can do. It's like, I'm just very confused what kind of content you want. A lot of these people really, it's like, same thing about providing criticism and feedback to the devs so they can improve. For example, the one he brought up. We don't like the rewards for Criterion. We don't like the rewards for Savage Criterion. What do? They changed their rewards. See? They said the problem, we don't like doing stuff for a very irrelevant reward. We would like, and solution, we would like better rewards. So far, all of these people are just complaining, we don't like this content, so we have nothing else to do. Give us give us better content. It's like, expecting content is fine. Having expectation is really good. Providing criticism and telling what the hell you want to the devs is good. That's a healthy conversation. But if all of these videos are just gonna be bitching like, I have nothing to do and it's the devs' fault. Oh, it's just like, nothing's gonna be done. I promise you. Devs are not... I'm pretty sure this is how Criterion happened. Devs are trying something new and you guys still not fucking playing it.
Because they've done everything in the game.
My guess is they want a solo game level of story, but this is MMO, it's already very cool to have a good story. It's like, that's true, there's already a story. There's even New Game Plus, and I play New Game Plus at this point, because I do like to, like, revisit the story, refresh what the fuck happened. But it's like, why are you playing an MMO just to play solo? There are free games you can play solo if you want replayable content. Play Vampire Survivors. That game is $2, no monthly, and it's so replayable.
That they've resorted to creating personalized content. The game isn't giving you what you need, so you decide to make your own. Role-playing, ERPing, and creating original characters are not a fundamental part.
I know you're very upset that someone thought... You also need to... Fuck's sake, this guy. You need to understand, but because you're dismissing all the other content, people are suggesting you just random shit at this point. I'm pretty sure nobody's thinking like you're gonna spend every day writing fucking fanfic for your Final Fantasy XIV OC, and that's gonna be, you know, the beast hits for you. But it's like, you gotta fucking spread your wings. You gotta try other content, my friend. Because like, if you don't have time for Savage raiding, but you're not happy with the casual content you can do, what the fuck do you want to do? Do deep dungeons, for fuck's sake.
Of Final Fantasy XIV. Your average player does not do these things. Fun is subjective for sure.
Exactly, MMO is about dungeons and raids. Sorry to be elitist, but if you don't want to get your feet in, you aren't made for MMOs. That's very true. Every MMO will have different content, but things that will always repeat. Dungeons, raids. You can commit to raids on limited time, or even the flexible time schedule. It's like, there are statics that literally have the most fluent and flexible time schedule for working people. It's like, it's not out of the realms of possibility, but it's like, it sounds like you want to raid, but you can't, or like you're not, I don't know. I'm even scared to say you're not good enough for raids, judging by like how you're performing in a dungeon.
Sure, but I can promise you the average consumer is not...
Or just your opinion of gear in general.
Playing
I'm guessing you're not even getting BIS, if that's your opinion.
Video games to pretend to be somebody they're not. At this point, regurgitating Yoshi P said this quotes is officially...
I'm not even saying Yoshi P said this. It's like, your opinion is just very schizophrenic.
Burnt. They hold no meaning anymore. Every FF head's excuse...
Oh, oops.
Excuse is to just unsub if you have complaints.
It's not unsub if you have complaints. It's unsub if you have if you have nothing to do in the game. It's okay to unsub for a month or two. Or if you're unhappy with the game, there's no FOMO, you're not gonna miss out on much. Maybe just the PvP battle pass, but that can be done in a month. It's like, if there's nothing for you to do, why are you forcing yourself to love a game that's not giving you content to do? Or you're not even... you know, not trying other content in general, because I promise you haven't done all the content. But if you also at the same time don't have enough time to do other content, it's like, maybe just MMOs are not for you, my friend. Single players game are also very wonderful. You can also socialize about single players. There's plenty of Discords, there's plenty of groups that will just talk about their favorite, you know, Cloud Tifa ships or whatever the fuck. Diablo 4 is a game like that too, kinda, maybe, actually, kinda. I feel like FF is the first MMO of a lot of people due to the hype, but it's a niche for a reason. That's... I guess. I feel like people were just spoiled, because like people had been told like, this is the game of the year. We got the community, you know, of the year. nomination for best community, whatever the fuck. But it's like, people have been spoiled. It's like, we're getting plenty of content. It's just not, we also get a diversity of content. If we gotten like less fucking housing items, or just like, I promise you, if the housing item was just not in the game, we would get so much good shit. So much
Great
content.
community, BTW.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we would have so much content, but because we have so much diversity, so much content, it's like, I promise you, if people just weren't, if the crafting system wasn't so complicated, well, I'd say complicated, but so in depth in this game, they wouldn't need to give it a story as well. Like, crafters got their own story, their own relics, for fuck's sake. I don't know any other games that have that specifically for crafters, and crafters are fucking loving it. It's like, we would have better content, but it's just like, we have a diversity of content. If you don't want to do the content you like anymore, either try other things, or just don't force yourself to continuously stay online and want more content. Because this is what most people are doing. They just they stop doing nothing because they need their whole body to fucking want content.
We want to play the game. We willingly want to pay a subscription, but it's not worth it
if it's not worth it.
We aren't given substantial content. I know this argument will always occur no matter what with every...
Have you noticed also this kind of content also always pops up at the end of the expansion, by the way? It's always at the end of the expansion, because mid-expansion, no one says shit. No one said shit about anything.
Post expansion, but this time around it's very apparent how lacking Endwalker really is. Like, there are people who have been paying...
Are we still talking about Endwalker in general, or just like post MSQ Endwalker? Because I'm just not sure anymore.
Sub to AFK in the same spot for years. You're telling me that isn't a lack of content?
Yeah. If you're standing AFK in Limsa, it's like you either like what is compelling you to stay AFK in Limsa all day? Are you genuinely paying money? Are you forcing? You're definitely forcing yourself to pay money to stay AFK in Limsa for an entire month. Find some friends.
You're telling me AFKers are meta and that's part of the game?
Nobody's saying that, even the AFKers.
Do you find your...
Let me explain what the fuck the AFK area is in 14. In every MMO, there's always a hub, right? Where people hang out. We have 3. Well, we have multiple, but we have 3 main ones. Gridania, Limsa, and Ul'dah. But mainly Limsa and kind of Gridania. In World of Warcraft, for example, you got an achievement, you get a mount. You ride that mount across the city. Everyone can look at you. Holy shit. He cleared Mythic on patch. He has a cool mount. For us, we don't have that. Our cities are very tiny.
WDB 15 plus Sword of Destruction Nitrogen Monoxide noob.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What the fuck was that, monoxide? And yeah, it's like you get to show off your gear, your weapons in Limsa, which is really fucking awesome, especially considering majority of the content will reward us weapons. Ultimate raids, for example, or etc. But it's like, people aren't just staying AFK all day. They either socialize, they're waiting, or they're doing something with their FC. There's plenty of stuff to do. I'm just very fucking confused about this guy.
Yourself doing most of the time when you log into 14.
He also... I'm guessing he's also very young. Like, he hasn't developed a taste.
After doing all the content that you enjoy doing, AFKing, everybody I know, including myself, will log into the game and stand around and people watch for 10 to 15 minutes and then log out.
It sounds like you don't know a lot of people in this game, by the way. Everyone, including me and my friends, if you have nothing to do, play something else with your friends. It's like, if you cannot find how to enjoy your favorite game, then it's probably not your favorite game. And again, no one's forcing you. You don't have to sub in just to do some dungeons and whatever the fuck you said, voice cutscenes. Spend that money on something else. Buy yourself a nice leak skin. The video game shouldn't have to overtake your life. You can see the content. You're not discovering the content when you subscribe. You see the content. It's on display. We have live letters and everything. It's like, you know what you're going into. But if you're gonna subscribe and expect the content to that you knew that we're getting is not gonna entertain you, it's like maybe, and just maybe, you're just forcing yourself to be in the game that you're not really enjoying, and you're just bored.
AFKing and social.
People aren't telling you to unsubscribe or play other games because that's the part of the thing that's part of the lifestyle. No, it's like, even me, it's like I am logged in even right now, but it's like outside of this I play other games because it's like my life doesn't resolve around 14. I just like playing games with my friends. I get friends. If we get bored of 14, we'll go play some League, Fortnite, anything else, Phasmophobia, plenty of games. It's like, but you're making yourself want to have 14 as your main and only game, and no game can compete with that because the average gamer will just complete everything that they want with as soon as they want, because their gamers are very ambitious and have way too much time and energy. But according to you don't have enough time to raid, so it's like I'm very confused. It's like, why do you commit to an MMO? Like, the whole genre of MMO is all about the grind. It's about the grind, my friend. But even people who, like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna just keep repeating myself at this point.
Aren't content. If these are two things you do which keep you actively entertained, that's fantastic, but that does not count as content and shouldn't sway
content
your opinion on how much there is to do. There will always be someone who says take a break and play other games if you're
I literally just said that, didn't I?
burnt out. Here's the thing, I'm not burnt out. I've been playing other
I didn't say you're burnt out, I said you're bored.
games more than I play 14.
Good. What is the fucking problem then?
The thing is,
how are you playing so many other games but still bored in 14?
I want to play 14, but
that's your problem then. That is your problem. It's not dev's responsibility to specifically, you know, cater to every single person and try to make everyone happy. Golly gee, children, I hope you're all very full. And the more you explain your issue, the more it just sounds like a you problem. I know there's this, I know there's that, I know people will say this, I know there's also these opinions, and I know this person has an opinion, but fuck them. This is about me.
but there's nothing for me to do.
Then don't do it. The game is just like, take a break from the game, chill. I know you want to play the game, but either find something to do and enjoy your favorite game, or do something else. I'm sorry, like, but it's not the dev's responsibility to fill your 24-hour per day like routine. The 14 community is not the dev's island sanctuary where they need to go and set up the fucking schedule for you to do for the next week. Like, my guy.
I told myself before Endwalker even came out that I would actively grind the relic for fun, knowing how grindy previous relics have
It always comes down to the fucking relic, doesn't it?
been. Now the current relic is locked behind a 10-year-old unfunny questline, and
that's subjective. I think the questline is super fucking funny. I like the Hildebrand questline. I will eat that shit up. Yum yum yum. When new patches comes out, that is the first thing I do.
1500.
So this is just your opinion that you don't want to do this. But if you find it unfunny, skip. Skip the cutscenes. Skip. And you can still grind.
100 tomes per step. Thanks, Yoshi P.
It's the same shit as before. It's the same shit. You either go do something repeatedly, give it to Geralt, and you get the relic, or you do something else repeatedly and give it to Geralt and you get your relic. It's always the same fucking argument. It's like, what do people have against the tombstones?
Honestly, this is just a rant video because I'm tired of people not allowing real critiques of 14.
This is not a real critique. This is just you not liking and not offering any insight or feedback. Give us examples. Give the devs, like, if a dev watches your video, they're not getting anything out of this. They're just gonna listen to a guy that's very unhappy about their video game for 7 minutes. Give an example. Like, I would rather do this. I would hope there would be content like this. If you play other games, you should have references too. It's like, I would like this. I would like that. It's like this is the whole issue right now.
Because it hurts their feelings. One thing we all
I'm pretty sure their feelings don't get hurt that much.
have in common is that we love the game. So why not let people give feedback for things they personally dislike?
Give the feedback then. What do you want? What would you change? Otherwise, you're just saying there's not enough content for me. I know there's this, but not for me.
We just like drama now.
I guess that too. It's like I'm guessing the person isn't actually carrying this opinion, because the kind of opinion is just like, it's very bland. It's like, I refuse to believe that this person just wakes up and says, I don't like this. This is someone else's fault. I'm not gonna say why I don't like this. Or like, okay, well, he is saying why he doesn't like it, but he's not gonna say how to fix it or what solution to give. It's like, but it's like, all these people are just bored and they have nothing to do in the game, while the rest of us are just having the fucking blast of our time. Obviously, there's like gotta be sides. People are doing different content. Some people don't want to do anything in the game. That's fine. Like even in our DSR static, we have people that are just constantly just grinding Lost Ark right now. They would rather have a game that would more grind than fucking anything else in the world, but then play 14, and that's fine. But they're gonna come back later for Dawn Trail and other. It's it's like, what would you want to do, my friend? Tell me.
I mean, look at how they fixed A Realm Reborn after all the complaints. A complete rework of dungeons and post MSQ for an overall better experience.
It's not really an overall better experience. It's just shorter. Dungeons as well. They're just shorter. They're just baby easy and shorter now. They didn't change anything. They just literally removed a lot of stuff in between. But I guess that's also that's just opinion.
Anyways, follow me on Twitter at Sleepy.
I refuse, my friend.
That close pulling cringe.
Don't bully him. Just because the boys kept closing pulling. I guess here's his fucking Twitter, whatever the fuck. Good video, I guess.